Happy New Year! New Year, new me! So, I'm kind of sick. No, I am sick. And I probably shouldn't be talking, but I have a few things in my mind that I want to talk about regarding the new year and just some things I've been thinking about regarding my workout and my mindset when it comes to working out. Last week I did chest and triceps. I didn't videotape it because I didn't think it would be a good workout, but I hardly ever do chest and triceps. One, because my boobs hurt for days afterwards because they're so sore when I do them, and I just don't feel like doing the same workout or the same exercise, just a different way, like incline press, decline press, flat bench press, that kind of thing. And maybe it's just because I haven't really explored the exercises, but one of the things I posted about on Instagram regarding that workout was that in the new year, I'm not one for resolutions, but I do want to try and focus more on learning to like the things that I hate doing. And that's something everyone can relate to, because there's always one thing in life that we hate doing, but we have to do it. Like working with people we don't want to, or seeing family members that you don't like. I want to work on chest and triceps more. I've never had a strong upper body. In high school, whenever they did the fitness tests, I would hang on the pull-up bar for a millisecond because I just couldn't do it. I could never do push-ups. I have been getting better at push-ups. That's how I started my chest workout. I did 3 sets, and I did, I think, like 15 and then 8 and 8 or something. So I'm going to work on that more. Last year I focused on doing pull-ups more because I could never do a pull-up. I just never did, never could. I did the assisted pull-up a lot, and I used a band to do a pull-up, and so I try to do that as much as I can. The assisted pull-up machine at the Y is really bad for whatever reason. It just sticks. So I try to just jump on it and hang around on it and, increase my strength with it. So I'm learning to love the things I hate. That's pretty much all I have for that. Chest and triceps. I'm sure I'll add more things that I hate, like driving an hour to my job every day. But speaking of that, I wanted to touch on mental health real quick, because it is the new year, and a lot of people make resolutions for physical changes, but lately I've been trying to work on myself, being just a better person in general, being more selfless, and trying to not be so in control of things, and being laid back. And with 2 jobs, it's really easy to get burnt out, especially since I'm studying to be a personal trainer and trying to work out on top of it. That's why I feel like every other month I kind of switch off. Like, all my free time I will spend studying, or all my free time I'll spend working out. It's never an equal balance. I am a little spiritual on that because I'm a Libra, so my whole thing is balance apparently, but ironically I'm very unbalanced. So I'm trying to be a better person inside and out. With that being said, on my commutes, learning to love the things I hate, I started listening to podcasts about 6 months ago. I was going to do iBooks, or listening to books, but I found that podcasts were free, so I decided to find a lot that I like. I already started listening to NPR on my ride, like talk radio. I used to think it was the most boring thing ever, but it's so interesting. Like, once you get into a regular routine with each show, like I think every night at 7 there's Fresh Air, and that's the podcast that I subscribe to. It's really cool. And actually, I first got into podcasts because one of my coworkers introduced me to this one called Serial, and it was like a crime murder story, and each week was a new episode, so it was kind of like, you know, following a TV show, but it was real, and you were listening to it, so that was really cool. And now I listen to like a bunch of different things. Fresh air particularly. Like when Carrie Fisher died, I really had no idea about her. I'd never seen Star Wars, but I listened to a podcast about remembering her, and it sounded like she had a really great life, and I learned about all the things she stood for. And then I try to avoid all the election and presidential podcasts because there's tons of those, but it did help me understand a lot of the election. That's when I first started listening to NPR, was like back in January or February, and I learned so much, and I probably would have never gotten into politics if it wasn't for talk radio. And I have to say, I am a little biased because it's pretty liberal, but I also live in Mass and work in Vermont, so it happens. So that's another way that I'm improving my mental health, is by being educated constantly. I've been out of school for a year, and yes, I started studying for personal training, but I'm also learning so many different things through podcasts. Like there's a podcast called Happy or something, and it's just this woman talking about little things in your life that you can do to stay happier all the time. There's fitness podcasts. I haven't found a good one yet because it's mostly just a bunch of guys talking about like bro science. And there's hip hop ones and pop culture ones, so it's pretty neat, and it makes the time fly. And I'm a firm believer in continuing education, but I'm not the type to sit there and read a book or read an article. Like, I write enough articles, so I don't have the patience to sit down and take the time to do that. So listening really helps. And sometimes I've listened to them through workouts, and it helps me not think about anything else besides that, which is pretty cool. I guess this is my New Year spiel, to be a better person. I'm always trying to be a better person, but you know, we can all be selfish sometimes. I saw an old status I posted on Facebook come up from 2012 to 2013 when I was 18. Now I'm 22, and it was like, everyone always says that the next year is gonna be different. You should be like that every day, blah blah blah. I was just being bitter. I was so bitter this year, and I guess in 2012 maybe I haven't changed much, but it's not good for your health, you know. It affects you mentally, and you bring it into everything you do, so I gotta stop being like that. And while I'm at it, confessing everything, owning up to your own weaknesses is something that builds confidence too. You have to admit when you're wrong sometimes, and there should be no shame in that. So I saw a bunch of people posting, you know, their last 2016 workouts, and I'm like, I woke up, I had 12 hours of sleep from Friday to Saturday, I had a mimosa, and I enjoyed myself. I didn't work out Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I sat on the couch most of those days, because I was sick. I didn't, you know, sometimes you just need that time to yourself. And it also gives you time to prepare what workouts to do and how your lifestyle will be when you get back to it. So it's a good refresher. Treat yourself in 2017. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others.